Hi there. I care and you matter. I'm Shannon, and today we'll be exploring a new set of Sharpie highlighters that I found. I saw them at Office Depot on sale. I think I paid $4.99 for them, and I was just really drawn in by the light shades, the pastel colors. They reminded me of the mild liners, which I really don't care for. I know a lot of people in the planner community love them. I just never have. I also want to let you know that I did see that they are available for the same price on Amazon, at least last night. They were $4.99 for a 6 count. And so I bought a pack. I haven't tried them out. I waited to do that on camera with you so we could explore this together. And I want to compare them to the two other Sharpie products that I use consistently. I use the Sharpie, I believe they're called Clearview. And they're called Clearview because you can see what you're highlighting through the tip. There's a little clear plastic portion of the tip of the highlighter, and then the felt tip actually wraps around that plastic piece. You can actually see while you're highlighting. And I love these for that reason, and because, excuse me, I don't have a problem with them smearing too horribly. So I use them not only in books when I'm reading, but I also use them in my planner to highlight. Let's see if I can find it for you. To highlight actual appointments that I have coming up. And I use different colors to mean different things. For me, the bright orange is appointments that I can't forget. And then usually I use a pink or the salmon to signify deadlines for work. And then I use blue because it's relaxing for parties or family birthdays or whatnot. So I use the Clearview highlighters on the daily. And I know that they come in different sizes. I've seen them in really large, almost tank-like versions. I prefer the more slender ones because I do keep some of these in my purse, and that way they don't take up quite so much real estate. So we're going to be comparing the Clearview, and I'll leave links to all of these highlighters down below in case you're curious, you want to check out the price, or you want to buy a set for yourself. So we're going to try it against the Clearview, and then the other Sharpie products. They're not really highlighters, but I actually use these as highlighters in my idea notebook and when I'm taking notes for future projects. And what are they? They are the Sharpie S-Note Creative Markers. I actually way prefer these to the mild liners. I found the mild liners to be too dry when I use them on the paper. I felt like they were already out of ink before I even used them as soon as I opened up the package. So that was disappointing. And while I am drawn to the very pastel, soft colors, they weren't quite vibrant enough. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but, you know, I am really drawn to color, and they just did not serve me well. So I ended up getting some of these Sharpie S-Notes, and they can be kind of pricey unless you get them during back to school or during like a Black Friday deal. That's the only time I buy them. So, you know, with it being almost the end of July right now, it might be the best time to snag a pack of these for yourself if you want to take a look at them and give them a shot. They come in huge sets and they come in small sets. My sweet spot, I believe, is either the 10 or the 12 set. My husband got me the big set for Christmas last year. I don't use all those colors. I really don't. And it's just, while I like pens, I don't have a whole lot of space. Again, I work and live in a little 6x6 closet area. And, well, if I don't use it, it doesn't get to stay here. So, like I said, I prefer the smaller sets. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to opening this pack. I got it the other day, and I've been so excited. But I wanted to wait, and so now the time is finally here. And we're going to try to see how these new Sharpie tank or big barrel highlighters stack up on regular notebook paper, on my notepad, in one of my idea notebooks. I've got it here. And you know what? We'll go ahead and open up my planner, my agenda here, to an old page. And we'll see how it stacks up in there as well. Specifically, what I'm going to be looking for is smear of the ink, because that's usually what I'm using highlighters for. I'm highlighting things that I've already written down in ink, and I want to see if it bleeds through the paper. All right, drum roll, please. And I got to say, when I saw this pack, there wasn't a color here that I didn't like. Sometimes when you buy a set of pens, or at least for me, or a set of highlighters, there's going to be a color or two you don't really care for. For example, this, I don't know what you'd call it. It's almost like a pinkish magenta color. And the S-Note Creative Marker, it's almost too dark. So I can use it to box things in, but I can't use it to highlight. These colors, all 6 of them, I could use these. So without further ado, let's try the lightest color and we'll try the darkest color. And we'll go ahead and go on the notebook first. Okay, I already tell I like holding it. Again, I have psoriatic arthritis, and so I have arthritis in my wrists and my fingers, so it can be difficult for me to hold. Ooh, I like that. It's bright without being obnoxious. And I say that because in the Clearview Sharpie highlighters, I don't even use the yellow. You can see I don't even have that here. I have double of the orange because I use that constantly. I don't usually like or care for a yellow highlighter because I find it obnoxiously bright. So I really like that. Ooh, that's pretty. That reminds me of the salmon color in the Clearview. Well, it's a little darker, but I actually like that better because it's not fluorescent. Let's go ahead and try all the colors here. Green. I don't know if that's even showing up on camera. It's so light. You know what I like about this? It's just 2 swipes fills in a full wide ruled line. Oh, and you know me, I'm using my wide ruled paper. And last but not least, let's try the blue. Yeah, I'm a fan of all of these colors. Uh-oh, I might be buying more. Like I said, now's the time of year to stock up on these because it's back to school time and they're on sale. I have to say, too, I just noticed something that I'm really loving. And it probably isn't showing up on camera. But there is a groove on each of the caps. It's subtle. It's pretty. It looks just like a wave. But it actually helps me grip and pull it off a little easier. And that's been a problem for me sometimes with other markers and Sharpies. And like, for example, I can't even use the ultrafine Sharpies. I can't get the caps off for the life of me. All right, so there is some bleed through, but I can say this is just a regular cheapo 70-page notebook. This is a Target Up and Up brand. Now, there is bleed through on the darker colors. I see it on the blue, the orange, and the salmon or the pink. That's not necessarily a huge deal breaker for me because I only write on one side of my paper in a notebook. That might seem wasteful, but that's just the way I work. I just don't. And when you pay $1 or less than $1 for each notebook, you can afford to do that. So I'm loving the colors here. Let's go ahead and compare it to some of these S-Note. Like I said, I'm grabbing what I think would be the comparable color. And the S-Note. We already tried the Clearview. Oh yeah, that's a lot darker. A lot more saturation. Let's see if that has bleed through. Now we'll notice that the Clearview had no bleed through. And the S-Note Creative Marker did have bleed through. But all that said, I way prefer the color of these new, what are these called? I don't even think they had a 6 count. There's no name for these. They're just Sharpie Tank highlighters. Oh, but look at here. They're also advertising the S-Note. Oh, and they have a new product, the S-Note Duo. So you have 2 ends. I don't care for those kinds of pens. That's just not me. Interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and try these out on my notepad, my filler paper, as well as my planner. I'm assuming it's going to perform pretty similarly on the notebook paper and the notepad. And to just speed things along here, I'm going to try go rather quickly for you. Again, I'm loving every single one of these colors. There's enough color saturation, but none of them are fluorescent. They're going on really easily, and I don't like white spaces here. So I'm going to go over that. And you know what? I forgot. We're going to try, we'll try the smear test on my calendar. And I'm going to go ahead and go side by side really quickly here so we can compare all of them. See, you're seeing that I'm going to have to go over the same area 3 times to get the same coverage I get very quickly with the tank, the new tank ones. Oh, I can see why I use this orange Clearview highlighter in my planner, because it does jump off the page, but it is, it's neon. I'm not a fan of neon. Now there's a lot more saturation of color in the Clearview green. Oh, and again, I don't use yellow, so I don't have a Clearview yellow. And purple, I do have a purple, but it's just not a color I use for my highlighters. So, sorry guys, we're not going to test that one. Now let's try the S note. Blue. Again, I just keep the colors that I use. I'm not wasteful. If I get a set, I do give away. I donate to the colors that I don't use. I just don't hang on to them. Now, if I remember correctly, I way preferred the S Note yellow. That's why I keep that, and I don't use the yellow Clearview highlighter. Yeah. And I do have purple. Again, the S Note is also pretty dark, so I can only box things in. I can't use it to highlight. So this is the new pastel, and these are all Sharpie products, by the way. New pastel, and then this was the Clearview, and then this was the S Note. So you can take a look there at all the different colors. I am way loving the new set. It was easier for me to open. It's easier for me to hold. I love the color saturation. And this paper is a lot thinner than the other notebook. And I'm seeing maybe a little on the orange. I'm seeing a little bleed through on the orange and the pink. But very minute. Very, very, very minute. All right. And while this paper is very thin, I do have notepads. I use them during meetings, or if I want to take something quickly to a cafe with my husband to just sit and brainstorm. This is my favorite notepad. I just started using it a couple months ago. It's Top Flight, and it's like I can get them consistently for like $1.49, sometimes even as low as $1.09 on Amazon. I love them because they're wide ruled. And it's a 6x9 size, so it fits in my purse. And while the paper is very thin, it feels sturdy. And as you can see, it doesn't have a lot. It has a lot less bleed through than the notebook from Target. All right. Last but not least, we'll try it here on filler paper, and then we will try it. Try these new highlighters on my planner. There's the blue. The orange. Man, nothing makes me happier than a new set of pens. If I'm completely honest with all that's going on lately in my family, in my household, in my life, oh, I could use a pick-me-up. Oh, yeah. Loving these colors. Okay, so that's how they look on notebook paper. Oh, wow. Again, barely any. I wouldn't even classify that as any bleed through. Okay, so I am really happy with their performance on paper. But what about my planner? can I really get rid of all my Clearview and all of my S Note and just use these 6 colors? Because really, these are the only 6 colors I would really use. Let's find out. In fact, this is a couple weeks back in July. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to literally just highlight a bunch, and then we're going to look at the next page. We're going to do every color. Okay, I do have to say, I do like how it feels against the paper. And I like a blue sky. It's called Classic Layout. It's a 8x5 planner. And so I live and breathe by this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to make sure I hit all colors. So let's see if there's any bleed through. None! Oh, well, barely. Little bit from the pink. That, oh, wow. Okay, this is game changer for me. All right, last but not least, I want to see if it, I hate to do this because I don't want to ruin a one of my new Sharpie highlighters here, but I want to know, is it going to smear live ink? Well, not live ink, but you know, the ink right after you use it. And I use 3 pens. Well, no, I take that back. I use 4 pens. What are the pens I use? I use a Bic Velocity. That's my favorite go-to pen. It's also called Bic Glide. They go back and forth. Previously, it was called Bic Atlantis. But if you go to the store or you order it on Amazon, I'll leave a link below because I really do love these pens. I like the Bic Glide and a 1.6. It's a wide, excuse me, not a wide, a bold tip, and I like blue. And then somebody recently turned me on to the Zebra Z-Grip Flight, so I've been trying those out. I prefer the Bic, but I do use it enough that I want to test this out. The Sharpie S-Gel. I purchased the 1.6, a bold, and I did not like how it wrote. It bled. It felt like it just flooded the paper. And while I write pretty quickly, I felt like I was always trying to play catch up with the pen. But the 0.7 is my sweet spot. It's okay. And last but not least, I love a Pilot G2 gel. I prefer the bold. This barrel is a 0.7, but I like the barrel so much, I just took the pen apart and put a bold cartridge in there, refill, and then gave my husband the fine tip. He doesn't care. All right, so I'm gonna sacrifice one of these just in case. And you know what? If it ruins it, then I guess I'm gonna go buy another set. We'll go with the green. So this is the Pilot G2 Bold. Dun, da, da, da. Uh-oh, look at that. Smears. Now, I know I probably should have given it a second. I'm trying to clean the tip there. To dry, but that's what this test is about. I want to know if I'm working quickly, is this going to smear it? All right, let's go Sharpie to Sharpie. This is the Sharpie. What is this? An S-Gel. Ew, and as I'm writing with this, I really don't like this. All right, I don't recommend this. Not a fan. In fact, they might lose their space in my little pen cup here. I might clear those out today. Not a fan. But I see no smearing. Okay, that's a good thing. All right, I gotta admit it, I am a ballpoint pen gal. They're not archival safe, but you know what? It doesn't have to be here after I kick the bucket anyway. So this is a Zebra. I'd rather enjoy writing with it. Zebra Z Grip Flight. Yay, that one is no smear and no residual ink left on the highlighter tip or nib. And last but not least, I saved my favorite for last. This is Bic Glide. Oh, and I have to say, I contacted the Bic company because they used to sell a red and a black also in their bold 1.6 millimeter. Yeah, they discontinued it. Oh, I was mad. In fact, that's one of the reasons I tried the Z-Grip, because they do have this in black and red. But, oh, I love my Bic Glide. You guys, well, there you have it. I have a new favorite highlighter. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm pretty darn excited. The pros of these are that they are beautiful colors, beautiful saturation. They're bright without being, neon. They're soft without being too subtle. They got great color saturation on the paper, great laydown feel. Did not smear the Sharpie S Gel or my two favorite ballpoint pens. But do beware if you use these with the Pilot G2 gel pens. Clearly that's smeared quite a bit. My only caveat to these is they are big. But that can be an asset. For me, it's a lot easier for me to hold and use. And like I said, I love the attention to detail. This little wave detail on the cap made it easier for me to pull it off and put it back on again. So there you have it. If you like the look of these pens, I encourage you. I'll leave a link below for you. Check them out. If you like this video, I ask that you pay the fee. What's the fee? Share me. Please share me with someone else who might appreciate this kind of content too. Until the next video, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.